At 47, after losing everything, his business, his marriage, his health, Marcus found a single Stoic principle that rebuilt his entire life in 18 months. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. He stopped seeing his failures as endpoints and began to understand them as vital data points, lessons etched in the sharpest agony. This wasn't merely survival, it was a profound re-engineering of his entire being. Are you ready to see the obstacles you face not as curses, but as the raw material for your greatest transformation? We are conditioned to seek comfort, to avoid any sensation that triggers distress. Yet, it is precisely in the grip of discomfort that true growth ignites. Think of the athlete pushing past the burn, the entrepreneur facing bankruptcy, or the individual confronting profound grief. This isn't just a philosophy, it's biological. Your brain forms new neural pathways specifically to adapt to and overcome the very pain you initially tried to flee. Studies show consistent exposure to manageable stressors significantly boosts cognitive resilience and problem-solving abilities over time. Seneca wisely stated, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." What feels like a devastating end is often the violent uprooting necessary for a stronger foundation. Consider a business leader whose multi-million-dollar venture collapses. The pain is immense, but the lessons learned about market volatility, team management, or financial oversight are invaluable. Without that sharp, cutting failure, the subsequent, more successful enterprise would likely never have reached its 10x growth trajectory. You cannot build a new empire on old, flawed blueprints. Pain strips away illusion. It forces you to confront your true self, your genuine capabilities, and your deepest fears without the superficial comforts you've accumulated. When a relationship ends, the acute heartbreak reveals not only what you valued, but also the insecurities you projected onto another person. This isn't just emotional processing, it's an unvarnished audit of your internal landscape. Research in psychology indicates that moments of significant emotional adversity often lead to the most accurate self-assessment, cutting through years of self-deception. Resilience isn't born in comfort, it's forged in fire. Think of the athlete who suffers a career-ending injury only to reinvent themselves as a world-class coach or an adaptive sports pioneer. The pain of loss, physical and emotional, becomes the fuel for a new, often more profound purpose. This isn't a silver lining, it's a fundamental recalibration. Your capacity to bounce back is not inherent. It's a muscle strengthened with every significant challenge you overcome, growing denser and more powerful with each scar. Every mistake is a lesson signed in your own blood. Consider the story of Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, whose early work in end-of-life care met fierce resistance. The personal attacks and professional setbacks were agonizing, yet it was precisely that pain, that struggle against ignorance, which solidified her conviction and fueled her groundbreaking contributions, eventually transforming the medical community's approach to dying. She refused to let the pain of being misunderstood deter her. Instead, it clarified her mission and refined her methods. Embrace the data of your own failures. The sting of loss grants unparalleled perspective. Only when something is taken away do we truly grasp its value, or conversely, recognize its insignificance. A financial downturn might strip you of material possessions, but it might also reveal the bedrock of true friendships and family support you previously overlooked. This recalibration of priorities is profound. It's a painful but necessary cleansing, exposing what genuinely matters and discarding the trivial concerns that once consumed nearly 60% of your mental energy. When the familiar path becomes impassable, pain forces innovation. Think of startups born during recessions or medical breakthroughs catalyzed by seemingly incurable diseases. The urgent need to overcome a deeply felt problem pushes boundaries, demands new solutions, and ignites creativity previously untapped. Necessity, often driven by profound discomfort, isn't just the mother of invention. It's the relentless taskmaster that extracts brilliance from desperation. History is filled with examples of society's greatest advancements born directly from collective suffering. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind not outside events, Realize this and you will find strength. When faced with acute pain, whether physical or emotional, we are given the ultimate opportunity to practice this Stoic principle. You cannot control the pain itself, but you can control your asterisk response to it. This act of internal self-mastery, deciding not to be overwhelmed, is where true power resides. It's not about ignoring pain. It's about acknowledging its presence and choosing not to let it dictate your inner state. Every setback generates invaluable data. A failed product launch, resulting in a $5 million loss for a tech company, isn't just a failure, it's a high-cost research project. The post-mortem analysis of such a painful event reveals crucial insights into market demand, production flaws, or strategic missteps that 100 successful launches might never expose. It's the kind of brutal, clear feedback that streamlines future operations, often leading to a 30% increase in efficiency in subsequent projects. Don't waste your pain, harvest its data. Emotional intelligence is often forged in the crucible of shared suffering. When you navigate your own profound sadness, anxiety, or despair, you gain a deeper, more empathetic understanding of others experiencing similar struggles. This isn't just theoretical knowledge, it's a visceral connection. This shared human experience, often born from personal pain, can increase your capacity for empathy by up to 50%, transforming how you lead, how you relate, and how you genuinely connect with the human condition. It makes you a better human. Discipline is cultivated through deliberate discomfort. Choosing the hard path, even when an easier one exists, builds a mental toughness that pays dividends across all areas of life. The painful commitment to daily practice, the consistent rejection of instant gratification, the voluntary embrace of challenges, these are not masochistic acts. They are strategic investments in your future self, directly correlating with a 70% higher likelihood of achieving long-term goals compared to those who consistently avoid difficulty. You become unbreakable by choice, not by chance. Pain has an uncanny ability to clarify your true values. When you face a life-threatening illness or a catastrophic financial loss, the superficial concerns that once dominated your thoughts, status, possessions, petty grievances, dissipate. What remains are the bedrock principles: health, family, integrity, purpose. This ruthless simplification of priorities, a painful but purifying fire, helps you realign your life with what truly matters, often shifting focus from external validation to internal peace. It's a fundamental reevaluation, not a minor adjustment. The fear of failure often paralyzes more people than failure itself. Yet, once you have truly failed, once you have experienced that deep sting, the unknown terror dissipates. It's like breaking a bone. It hurts, but you know you can recover. This desensitization to the fear of failure is a superpower, liberating you to take bolder risks and pursue more ambitious goals. Research suggests that entrepreneurs who have experienced a major business failure are nearly 2x more likely to succeed in subsequent ventures because they understand the terrain of defeat. Hindsight sharpened by struggle becomes a profound teacher. Reflecting on past adversities, you begin to see patterns, cause and effect relationships that were invisible in the moment of suffering. That seemingly random layoff led you to your true passion. That devastating breakup opened the door to a healthier relationship. The wisdom gleaned from revisiting your personal battlefields isn't just memory. It's a strategic map for future challenges, an internal library of hard-won victories. This retrospection reveals an average of 4 key insights per major setback. Epictetus taught us that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Pain, then, becomes the ultimate test of your inner citadel, your fortress of self-control and rational judgment. When external circumstances inflict suffering, the only thing truly within your power is your response. This isn't about denial, it's about discerning what you can control and what you cannot. Building this internal sanctuary protects you from the chaos of the outside world, transforming external torment into internal fortitude. Sometimes pain is the only true motivator for significant action. The pain of stagnation, the agony of regret, the crushing weight of unfulfilled potential, These are not pleasant, but they are potent. They can jolt you out of complacency, forcing you to make the difficult choices you've long avoided. A significant health scare, for example, often triggers immediate and drastic lifestyle changes that years of gentle nudges could not accomplish. This action through agony can accelerate personal change by up to 5x. Don't despise this urgency. The greatest pain isn't the suffering you endure, but the suffering you refuse to learn from. The cyclical pattern of repeating mistakes, the stagnancy of refusing to adapt, the slow decay of potential, this is the real tragedy. To experience pain and gain nothing but resentment is to waste the most valuable teacher life offers. The cost of this deliberate ignorance is immeasurable, leading to a diminished life, reduced opportunity, and a profound sense of unfulfillment that compounds over decades. You are sacrificing your future for temporary comfort. You are the author of your narrative. The pain you experience can be remembered as a catastrophic defeat or as the pivotal moment that forced your evolution. It's all about reframing. The entrepreneur who lost everything can lament the past or recount the story of how that loss galvanized him to build an even stronger, more sustainable empire. This isn't denial. It's the conscious act of integrating adversity into a larger, empowering arc. You control the meaning you assign to your suffering. So I challenge you, stop running from the discomfort. Stop fearing the fall. Embrace the friction, the sting, the raw lessons that only adversity can deliver. For within every struggle lies the seed of unparalleled strength, the blueprint for profound wisdom, and the relentless drive for true, lasting transformation. Let pain be your most demanding, yet most effective teacher, for it is only by walking through the fire that you discover what you are truly made of. Rise, evolve, conquer.